fourth lecture of 4H series on urban horticulture for nutrition and happiness, which is mainly based on soilless horticulture for nutritional and environmental security. And today's speaker, none else than founder of BSHF himself, who is thinking futuristic on the future technologies uh, that are going to be the rule of the day in future and are going to be advantageous and needed uh, as the population is increasing. He will be talking on a very important topic called as urban soilless Nutri-gardens and horticulture nurseries, which is both for nutrition of our people and also for livelihood security in urban areas. Professor Padma Shri Brahm Singh ji, who hails from Plari village in Muzaffarnagar district of Uttar Pradesh, has had his initial education in the village and the graduation and post-graduation from a very important agriculture university called as GB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, and had his doctorate from premier institution of the country called as the Indian Agriculture Research Institute. After that, he has had the opportunity to serve again very important university, Haryana Agriculture University, as assistant professor, and later he entered into DRDO, which is very important defense organization of the countries, and he has contributed significantly right from a scientist to the director level. Padma Shri Brahm Singh ji, who is a fellow of National Academy of Agriculture Sciences, fellow of National Academy of Biological Sciences, Indian Academy of Horticulture Sciences, Indian Society of Vegetable Sciences, Association of Food Scientists and Technologists, Biobed Society of India, International Society of Noni Sciences, and Honorary Fellow of Indian Society of Agriculture Engineers, founder chairman of Professor Brahm Singh Horticulture Foundation, Delhi, and founder president of Indian Society for Protected Cultivation, New Delhi. Professor Brahm Singh ji is a recipient of Lifetime Achievement Awards from several academic institutions and organizations. And he is well known for greening of Leh Valley, which is now Ladakh UT, mainly making possible cultivation of almost all vegetables by developing innovative protective production technologies, which was considered impossible earlier because of harsh climate and lack of power sources there. Harnessing solar thermal energy in an innovative way for production of unknown vegetables, he has been a distinct contributor to Ladakh region, benefiting defense forces deployed there to help locally grown fresh foods and income to local tribal farmers. Professor Brahm Singh ji, after having found huge natural growth of a very rare plant called as sea buckthorn, a golden bush in cold desert of India, in Ladakh, as a storehouse of nutrition and architecting commercialization of lay berry beverage out of its pulp, are remarkable achievements of Professor Singh, who has been mentioned as honorable by the Honorable Prime Minister of India as a result of his maiden research and development endeavor on sea buckthorn. The plant got its Hindi name as Brahmfal to acknowledge his association with this plant. In 1980, Professor Singh made his significant contribution in designing and production of space foods for first Indo-Russian space flight while serving at Defense Food Research Laboratory, Mysore. Professor Singh has been officer on special duty of horticulture at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, where he developed herbal gardens and wrote two coffee table books, namely Rose of Rashtrapati Bhavan as well as Trees of Rashtrapati Bhavan, under the guidance of the then President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji. Besides publishing, besides he has contributed significantly for publishing more than 150 research papers, reviews, and other articles, and 6 books. Professor Singh at present is active in promoting protected cultivation, vertical farming, and precision farming involving future farming technologies like soilless farming, including hydroponics, aeroponics, aquaponics, and others through uh, Professor Brahm Singh Horticulture Foundation, which he has very well thought about of establishing it. He is founder chairman of BSHF, under which this seminar series is or webinar series is going on. With this detailed contributions of Professor Singh, I'm sure that viewers are looking for listening to him to talk about soilless Nutri-gardens and nurseries, which is important area which has come up recently and has been talked about quite much by Professor Singh himself. So we would like to, and he always try to keep uh, updated in this sector and brings out new uh, entries into the program. So I'm sure that viewers would be anxiously looking for this. And I, without standing much between the speaker and the viewers, I request Professor Singh to take the floor and uh, deliver his talk. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pritam Kalia, for speaking good words about me. Hope today talk, perhaps I will be able to do justice what you all talk or expected from me. I would try my level best to just make the Subham, why it is not coming share down below? Now it's coming. Sorry. Share and what happened? Just a minute. Let me share again. Subham, please help me.
Yes, sir.
Share screen, and then entire screen. After entire screen, the down below share will come. Now it has come. Now what's happening? I should share the open the PPT. Okay. Put on the slide. So friends, I think the topic is somewhat of great use, but not popular one. I myself thought of what I'm going to talk about it, but keeping in view the building up of India as a urban India, and keeping in view the requirement of fresh vegetables particularly in the vicinity or within urban area, plus technology breakthrough in production, particularly for the conditions prevailing in urban areas, I thought of talking on what you used to say kitchen garden or nutri garden or backyard garden. But now I thought let it with the development, it sounds like urban soilless nutri garden. Urban soilless nutri garden. I will explain each word. And along with that, in urban area, there is a mushrooming of horticulture nurseries. And silently, they are contributing a lot. I thought of to highlight the importance of these also and the practices or the technology which is being used there and what should be or what they should use now rather than doing the same thing which is coming since ages. So let me start with the what words have been used in the title of the topic. The urban areas, you know the urban area I need not to define, but by 2050, the population will be more than 60% urbanites. Some estimate says around 70%. Anyway, and locally and our homegrown fresh food requirement naturally would go up because the fresh foods where the vegetables and fruits, the horticulture component among the fresh food is very important and it has its freshness. They have got a very short shelf life. They can't be transported for the long distance, very long distance. They are to be grown as near as possible to the place of consumption. So that's what. Then the other thing, soil-less production. Soil is essential for production of crops, but now the technologies are there. Rather, technologies are getting popular for growing crops in medium other than soil. And why it has been necessitated now? Because of the we need increase input use efficiency, and these inputs are land which is decreasing, labor not available, people don't want to work with soil, water getting scarce and others. So because of this it has become important or necessary. Then nutri garden, you know, the nutri garden or the earlier we used to call that kitchen garden is growing of the nutrient rich crops in residential houses or in their vicinity to meet the requirements of the family or community. There are community gardens and the local population around there. Locally, we have to produce the vegetable to meet the requirement of the local people there. Then I will be touching upon the topic on horticulture nurseries. And you know, for sourcing the horticulture crops, you go to the nurseries where they multiply or make available the planting material which improves the environment and seedlings for vegetable and fruit production. Now coming to the soil-less aspect, you may be wondering what he is talking about, growing vegetable in soil-less. So let me take you to the photosynthesis reaction through which the entire gamut of food and other products of agriculture origin are produced. In this reaction, the carbon dioxide, water, in presence of chlorophyll and light, and certain other things, the carbohydrate, the basic molecule, which is converted into different thing what we all enjoying, different products of agriculture, oxygen and water. So in this photosynthesis reaction, nowhere the soil is figuring. When soil is not figuring in this reaction and we are getting the agriculture produce, enjoying it, so what is the role of soil? We are producing through soil only now. Most of the things are coming from the soil as far as the agriculture or the crops are concerned. So soil is providing only two things: support to the plant and nutrient or mineral mixture, the nutrients required to that. So only two things: support and nutrients. If we have the substitute to these, the support and nutrient, the plant should grow, and that's what the soil-less production or cultivation or farming, whatever name you give, is. So I said to provide the support. For providing the support, we need some sort of a material, the inert matter. And the inert matters are the media in which crops are grown, the media other than soil. There are many. But the important one are listed here. I will be discussing their importance in subsequent slides. The most important one is the cocoa peat. This is most popular one, and then this one, clay aggregates are getting importance. I will come to that. The different technology or different methods of production, and you don't need soil to germinate the seedlings or raise the seedling. For germination, you don't need otherwise also. But for raising the seedling, you don't need soil also. So how the rock wool and other things are used for raising the seedlings and then subsequently for transplanting, etc., I will be talking about. These are your nursery beds, artificial one, the rock wool one, the cubes. Oasis is a farm supplying these cube and others, also number of them. So this is your nursery bed, soil-less, where the nursery is to be produced. Then I told you the inert matter, and the another one I said the water and nutrients. And this mixture of water and nutrient, we call it a hydroculture. It is getting very popular, hydroculture. And hydroculture or soil-less water culture has got three popular so-called technologies. There are different methods or forms to feed the plants. One is hydroponics, second is aeroponics, and third one aquaponics. And these soil-less and hydroculture or future horticulture, as I presume or visualize. I may be wrong, but I visualize that the hydroculture is the future horticulture. Now this in hydroponics, there are different methods. The popular one I have listed here, where the nutrient solution is supplied to the root zone. And how they are supplied? See here the nutrient film technique, NFT, nutrient film technique, most popular one, and going to be further popular. Here, the in the tank, the nutrition is there, nutrient mixture is there, pump is there. It pump that feeds the plants, and here the plants are supported there. I think I have shown you, or I will show you how the plants are supported here. And we put this containers, tubes, or whatever we call it, trough, different names are there for that, put in a slanting way so that the unused nutrient mixture or water comes back to the tank. It's not behaving. What is the problem? Anyway, so this is nutrient film technique. The another is deep water culture. Deep water culture is that you put the plants in water and supply the air, air, because the air, the oxygen is necessary for the root development. If oxygen is not there, the plant won't grow or the root won't grow, and it will become difficult. Then there is the ebb and flow system, or flood and drain system. The principle remain the same: the tank, the water pumps, and the container. The nutrient are to be supplied in a different way, and they have to be collected back, not wasted. Just like in soil, you just supply the nutrient or water, and it leaches out. That leach out is not allowed here. The leach out is collected back and further used. That is the major advantage of that, and there where the shaving is. And then this drip system, you are aware of that, is nothing but a fertigation sort of thing. The irrigation and nutrients are mixed together and they are fed, sometime only water and sometime with the mixture of that fertigation, depending upon the requirement of the crop or a crop variety or whatever there. Then a simple system is there, what you see here, Wick system. Wick system is nothing but as you have got the kerosene lamp in your house, and how the kerosene oil is supplied to the burning flame. The same way, through the wick, the water passes, and it is required here by the root, or roots are consuming it. So as per requirement, it keeps on flowing. So that's what different system are there. The most common one here, this one, and that deep water culture. Then the another form, aeroponic. Aeroponic is same as I told you in NFT. NFT, the water is flowing, but here in aeroponic, the mist or fog in a closed container where the roots are there, or where the plants are hung and the roots are there. Roots have to be in dark. So they are sprayed and they are fed with that. This is aeroponic. And the another one, aquaponic, where all the inputs for the fish, raising the fish, are supplied here, and the fish excreta passes through that, which act as a biofilter. The plants act as a biofilter. They take the nutrient, and the water comes back to the fish tank. So fish and vegetables both are harvested from the same, more or less same input. That is the advantage. You are raising the fish, but with that input, you can have some vegetable also. That's what is there. And this aeroponic system, here you see here down below, here all aero towers are there, and they are being supplied the roots with the nutrient mixture. It's not necessary to spray. The water can flow also, and those aero towers, nutrient and water mixture is flowing. It is released at the top, and it is designed in such a way. Friends, I want to share with you the agriculture engineering, or the engineering aspect in all these, very important one. At every step you need engineering input. As here in case, here I am saying that the water is released at the top. So it has to be designed in such a way that there is equal amount of water and nutrient are made available at every stage to the plant, and no excess, no deficiency, all those things. And likewise, the structure I talked about for this NFT and aquaponic, everywhere the engineering aspect, designing aspect, keeping in view the technology, how it works, and how the science behind that will help to improve the production technology. All those are taken care of. I'm not going to talk about that. Somebody will talk someday. So the soilless production, and generally vegetables are transplanted. Most of them are transplanted these days. The vegetables we were not transplanted, they are also being transplanted as cooker beets. We used to sow the seeds of these, but now seedlings. So seedlings means nursery. So most of the thing, except that your leguminous vegetable, mostly we just grow the seedling, even the tomato, brinjal and capsicum, all that, and not only the seedlings but grafted seedlings. Anyway, so the seedling production in hydroponic is, I told you that oasis cube, the rock wool cube. Here you see the hole. Here the seed is put. Seed is put, and they are put in a dark, allowed to germinate. Down below the water is added, and the plants comes like this. They become like this, and then separated like this. Yeah, and after separation, they are to be put like this. This one is a deep water culture, a small sort of a trough supported with the thermocol type of these the support, which support the potted net, and you have the vegetables here. Deep water culture, and deep water culture on commercial scale, I will show the photographs, is getting popular. Here the air is done, the small pump is there, and these are the net pots where this thing, the seedling will be put in that, and this net pot will go here, and this part is going here, and down below is the nutrient solution. Hope I have made the thing clear. uh, DWC, Deep Water Culture Unit for home gardens. One can have this home garden wherever the space is available. You can shift it from one place to another place. Uh, so that's what, and I'm sure the next generation will enjoy this thing in home to have the vegetables. And for that you require a lot of different type of container or medium. So here I have shown you the grow bags or troughs. uh, these are the, instead of pot, the earthen pots or the other pots, plastic pot, you have these grow bags. They are filled with the medium or that another material. uh, you can have the crops like this. On large scale or better scale, you can use the trough, or on rooftop you can use the trough where the space is available. In veranda, etc., one can use this grower. And the coconut, yeah, this what you said, cocoa peat grow bags, ready-made one, are available. In certain cases, the nutrients are also added. In some cases, organic nutrients are added. Many things are cropping up here. The market, you see the grow bags, how the crop is coming up, and here the in a smaller one also. So one can have this in the house. And this photograph shows the, see the bigger or the better picture of that one can have on the rooftop or somewhere. If the space is available, even you can have your vermicomposting in these troughs. Whatever the kitchen waste is there or garden waste is there, that can be put, and you can have the manure also for that organic production, etc. And that's how you can do it, and the crop can come up like this, the cherry tomato like that. If you have got a small space, the roof, sufficient space, you can have a beautiful garden. not only meeting your requirement, but one can have a business also and earn also this and that. So you know that what soil was providing nutrients. So nutrient in the hydroponic we say we will supply separately. And this has been studied long back, some 1933, that plants need these nutrients. And scientist Hogland, he made a formulation and showed, demonstrated that the plants can be grown in this medium, no need of soil. 1933. That technology now has picked up. See how many years have taken? More than 150 years to get popular. So technology takes time to get popular. Now it is being used, I think, throughout the world. So that's what the basic thing. And you know, the plants need the macronutrient. In macronutrients, some come from the air, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and the other one, major one, comes from through the soil, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur, and other micronutrients which are required in trace amount or a small amount. And that's what is shown in the picture. But the importance of this, see here, I have shown here. The same technology has to go in this space. You people are going in this space. The next generation definitely is going to the space. Some of them will enjoy space, but to enjoy that, they need food. The food is to be produced there only. Now, you can't carry the food from down below. So there the food is to be produced, and there it seems the congenial environment or inputs are not there. So this technology will work there. NASA experiments on space farming are going on. Our country, I don't know whether some experiments are going on or not. I'm not aware of it, but we should also work that side if we want to keep pace the space mission, etc. Because you can reach the space, but there you need the food also now. So simultaneously food production there should go on. And friends, in this hydroponics or the water nutrient culture is not that easy as I am talking about. You have to be highly technical and trained, not highly technical, but trained in that. And you should know what is electrical conductivity, what is pH of that, and they are to be regulated so that the plants can enjoy the nutrient available there. Because disturbance in this will check the absorption of the nutrient. Don't get afraid, it's not that difficult. Whatever the limits I have given here, they have been very well worked out, but certain variation won't affect much. Only thing, you may not get the very good crop, but you will get a crop. So electrical conductivity 2.5 and pH adjusted to 5.5 to 6.5, and rest of the things are conditional depending upon the variety and the day length and other things. I don't want to go into detail, otherwise entire time will be used in that. Then friends, let me highlight little importance of vegetables. You know, our food and food what we all eat is listed here by weight. Cereal so much, pulses so much, milk so much, vegetable 350 gram, fruits 150 gram. And what all they give, this is listed here, the calories they give, and the from each how much this total calories per day from each food required, and the other thing they are listed here. But you should remember, the thing to remember is that world over there is a deficiency of iron. 50% of the population, because of the ladies, most of the ladies are not maintaining the this your HB level, uh, hemoglobin level, the iron is deficient. Then iodine, this your problems are there because of the iodine deficiency, zinc, and vitamin A, the eyesight, etc. So they have to come through the local produce or vegetables grown there. And the fresh foods, they are a good source of trace elements, and the trace elements required are listed here: phosphorus, sodium, potassium, copper, manganese, chromium, selenium. People don't talk about that, but they are important, they are required, and they are available in that our vegetables or the fresh foods. Now coming to the garden, Nutri-garden. Nutri-garden, I told you in the beginning, Nutri-gardens are residential or community gardens meant for growing crops. What for? Health and happiness. So, if you want to maintain a good health, have your own vegetables. They will provide you the immunity also and satisfaction. By working with them, great satisfaction, and in eating them, further satisfaction. That is the happiness. Then vegetable, fruits, ornamental, medicinal herbs are generally grown in these gardens, and they are all horticulture crops. Then the nutrition rich crops, mainly vegetable, dominate. In Nutri-garden, we used to call it a vegetable garden or a kitchen garden. There, our home garden, the vegetables are generally considered most important. Certain fruit crops, strawberry and this lemon, guava, grapefruit and others. I will come little later to that. There, and the vegetable almost all. And the another group, protein rich mushrooms, and then nutrient rich microgreens. Microgreens, new category, can easily be grown in every house, whether you have got a space or not, immaterial, but you can grow the microgreens. And then the medicinal herbs, there are number of them, I will come little later. And you want to have your surroundings beautiful, so you have the different flowering plant or foliage plants. And then plant nurseries, I will come little later, where you get the potted plants. So that's what the nutri garden is. Now how do we go with this Nutri-garden? How we start with the fruits. See what all fruits you can have in your terrace or wherever the space is available. Um, urban areas. Urban areas, one should not consider they are congested like Chandni Chowk or any other congested areas in other cities, in Bombay, Chennai, and other things. But they have got a big farms also, huge farms also, lot of space also there. And then other different type of buildings are there, the community buildings are there. So there the space is there. A space is there. Only thing we should look for the space and have it. But it is possible to grow these, even the apple, blueberry, strawberry, apricot, plum. Yeah, they all can be grown. You see, they are all in the pots. I have deliberately brought the picture with the help of my colleagues working at Lucknow. Dr. R. A. Ram was kind enough to spare these photographs. They are in organic mode of production, but they can be in a soilless production mode also. Otherwise, one can go in the organic mode also, but they are grown in kitchen garden and they are part of the Nutri-garden. One can have it. Idea is to tell you that this is possible to grow on the rooftop and others. The plant which I love is the curry patta. And this curry patta is not a patta only, but it's a full of carbohydrate, energy, fiber, calcium, phosphorus, iron, magnesium, copper, mineral. And this is our own. This is of Indian origin, and it helps in so many diseases, fighting the cancer, good for hair growth, eyesight, and the yeah, helps in liver protection and in cholesterol lowering properties, and even the digestion properties. It's all useful. And the curry patta, we use it, and even these flowers are beautiful, and the fruits also look beautiful. They beautify the environment. One can be happy with that. But the things one should have this. Then the another miracle or another important plant like curry patta is your Moringa drumstick, which one should have it. You can't have the fruits in the pot and there, but you can definitely have the dwarf varieties where only the bushy varieties where leaves are available, and leaves are as nutritive as the fruit, if not more. And not necessary to use only the green leaves. One can dry them and use as a powder, but full of nutrition. One should have it, and one can have even the soilless medium like that down below. Then some examples of rooftop Nutri-gardens. Some view, you can see it. One can enjoy the soilless coriander, and this is the view of the rooftop garden. Even the pomegranate can be grown, the citrus can be grown. I think I have shown or also you. And the see on the rooftop, one can have the garden. Enjoy it. Now I was talking about the rooftop garden where the containers are being used. So one experiment conducted at Central Institute of Tropical Horticulture, Lucknow. They have recommended the proper size of pots after conducting the experiment in a proper way, in a scientific way. And according to them, that the 45 into 60, 45 centimeter into 60 centimeter, or 45 centimeter into 45 centimeter pots are good enough to grow even the fruit plant depending upon their canopy. So one can have it. And one can have the fruits of good quality. The another important crop which one can have in Nutri-garden as well as one mushroom. And there are different type of mushroom. Even medicinal mushrooms are now coming up. They have not become popular, but shortly they will be popular. And but to have the mushrooms, either you undergo a training or one day training also will do. But you have to look for nearby sources of compost substrate. This is soilless substrate mainly. Some sand is there, and the spawn. Spawn is nothing but the seed of this mushroom, and one can enjoy this Nutri-garden. Need not to talk about the nutrition in the mushroom. Is full of nutrition. It is known, very well known. Now coming to that. So far, I was talking about the inert matter, the cocoa peat and other material used in the pots. Now, let me switch on to water. Water plus nutrients. And in this water plus nutrient, I told you in the beginning, hydroponic, aeroponic, and aquaponic. So, with this, you can see the crops grown over here at different places. This is some farmer at Breli is growing it, and here in Kerala somebody is doing the seedless watermelon production under the same technique, using the same technique. Then soilless home Nutri-garden, it can be in open in a simple outdoor way. It can be very sophisticated with light, LED light, and others like that. Indoor one can have it depending upon your liking and time you want to spare, and the love for the plant you want to have it. The most popular technology which be household item in near future is the Dutch bucket. Dutch bucket is nothing but is a bucket only, and where the I showed you the clay aggregates, they are filled, that become the medium, and rest is hydroponic. You have to feed with the water and nutrient mixtures, and you can have the crops like tomato, cucumber, eggplant, squash, pepper, pole bean and others, number of them. You see even the brinjal I have got in my courtyard here, yeah, June 21. This brinjal, what more? You have got 3 fruit and a plant, so good enough. And one can have crops like this also, and the cucumber one can have like that, and likewise capsicum, all these can be grown. And as a community garden means you can have a garden in a school, you can have somewhere where the community involved, where number of people joined together can have the garden, and one can have this like this. Then the Dutch bucket system, I told you that the crop found suitable for Dutch bucket systems, peppers, potato, tomato, squash, cucumber, and many more. A number of them are there. The Dutch bucket, you have seen the picture earlier also like that, but the bucket looks like this here, and here is the drain pipe. The nutrient excess, nutrient or water goes back to the nutrient tank. Through that they are connected with us, feeding from here, and the bottom is there. From the bottom it goes back down below to the tank. Here they are connected nicely, and whether you are using the clay ball or some other inert matter, uh, the crop will come like that. Dutch bucket is going to be popular and a household item. Then coming to the other hydro nutri gardens, there can be a different type of designs and different way one can have it. And here you see beautifully the spiral growing tower through aeroponic or um, aero garden, you can say it. And one can have in schools, what is that midday meal project? Why can't we have the fresh vegetable production in the room itself? You don't require the extra space for that. Even the classroom can have this and make the surrounding beautiful. And likewise, you can find the place wherever is available. And in restaurant, hotel, and supermarket, you will have what? Mobile Nutri Garden. Mobile Nutri Garden. The customer comes, the garden comes to you, and you take the order. I want this. That is going to happen. If it is not happening, but I can visualize this is going to happen, and you can have the crops like this in a different way. Whatever picture I thought, different types. I just try to show you, and there are a lot many uh, say private players or starters which are helping the public to take advantage of that, and they are having a business. Here the urban kishan, yeah, see, for a family one can have it. A simple setup, only this much, and you enjoy the greens or vegetables. The Barton Bridge fellow having this one, next one, and the others. Number of them are there. So Nutri gardens are available. The infrastructure is available, you can have it, and inputs are also available, they provide the inputs also. In other countries, the lettuce is the most favorite vegetable and nutritive one also. They have developed the technology, but unfortunately in India the liking is not there. I don't know why the liking is not there when it is a nutritive one. We prefer the among the leafy vegetable, the palak, etc. So palak, etc. can also be grown, but we have to make it a simpler one so that it can compete with the normal one or the traditional one. And the traditional one, definitely it competes as far as the hygiene is concerned. The produce from this system is hygienic. The which is coming from the traditional one, you are not sure of it. And here, if you don't have the sun in your house, you can still produce vegetables, and you can use the grow lights or LEDs, and the technology is available, as small, as handy, as portable as possible, which is possible. I will show you that one can have the indoor gardens also. And what care we can take in this hydroponic, you monitor the nutrient solution level. That is important. If the nutrition is not provided, is understood that the plant won't do well. And after a certain time, the our friends algae crops up in the nutrient solution, so you have to clean it. So the system should be flushed every 30 days to remove accumulated mineral hardness. Certain salt also will be left there by water addition, as the accumulated minerals and salts will flow down with the plant growth. Even the algal growth are also there, and this with the flushing, the algal growth will also go. Oh. And though some people recommend hydrogen peroxide, but one has to be careful in that. The hydroponics are why I am just singing the song of hydroponics, because they give the more yield. And just have a comparison here. The comparison slide is from the commercial aspect, but at the home scale also it applies. Lettuce in a traditional way, yield, if we get 10 tons per acre, you get here 400 times, 40 times more, 40 times more. Then strawberry, here 20, here 50. Cucumber, my good God. Suppose you get 20 tons, here you get the 200 tons. Tomato, if you get 12 here, you get 20. So yield is more. Simple thing, yield is more. Then the water which is getting scarce, that is very important. Very important. Very, very important. But the water requirement of the hydroponic system or this soilless system is very less. You see, to produce 1 kg of tomato, you require 400. It's not me who is saying, this is the paper here down below, 2018 published. I have given the reference. 400 liters of water. And if you raise the same thing in NFT or hydroponic, only 70 liter. See the difference. And if you are using the other system, aeroponic, only 20 liter, because you are misting the nutrient. And same case with the nutrient requirement also, it goes down. Because the plants needs how much the nutrients are needed, not just for accumulation or something. It won't take extra. Little bit extra will do, and that little bit extra will also be beneficial. I will come little later to that. What is that? Then the water use efficiency, here the experiment conducted by different people, the data is available. Here the soilless cultivation system, the crop water requirement liter per kg of a produce is so much, and in soilless cultivation is this much, and you see in a traditional method or soil cultivation 1.6 here, soilless 76 liter. So same way in the entire thing it's like that. So in nutshell, the water requirement is very, very low in this system. It's not that we are growing in the water, so water requirement will go up. No, just reverse. And there is a school of thought that crops grown in traditional system where stress knowingly or unknowingly is there, that builds up the biomolecule which is useful. Yes, true. Stress results in plant biomolecules. So if you are targeting a particular biomolecule, you can create a stress in your system itself, because you have got everything under your control, nothing left to nature. Here everything is with you, so you can manipulate. What I mean, you can play with the nutrient status of the crop also if you are that much careful or interested in. Now coming to the home scale nutrient film technique, all these photographs are from my garden. I have a Nutri-garden in my courtyard, and you see the crops here, coriander and the different type of lettuce, the bok choy, and palak and other thing. And the same thing what I showed you, this one showing the seeds here, having that so-called seedling and in net pot, push there and enjoying the crop. I only switch on, switch off, and see the electrical conductivity and pH at times whenever I just remember. Because mine is only for home consumption, not for commercial one. For commercial one, that is very important. And the moment crop shows some sign, I become alert. And when there is no sign, I continue with that thing. So the Nutri-garden hydroponics, palak, you see here the and the only thing you can have the seasonal crop. You need not to create the greenhouse or some controlled condition. You can have in open as your kitchen garden is there, same thing here. So hydroponic and this is your aero tower. Whatever name you give it, it is your aeroponic type. The water is released here with the help of pump. Pump is also in that. Pump is also in that container. Only the electrical connection is outside. Rest is a nice looking one. Water is released and it passes through the root zone. Roots are enjoying and giving the crops. Same thing here. Soilless Nutri-garden. Even you can have the bitter gourds also. And somewhere I think that tomato, cherry tomato, in flowering in that. And one can have different type of crops. And even one can have the, I think I have not, I don't know whether this slide will come out here or somewhere else. You can raise the seed also of the crop at home itself. Anyway, and you can have the outdoor gardens. And I was showing you the horizontal one so far, but now you can go vertical also in a different way. Here, the same thing, same technology, same method of production, but in a vertical fashion. Uh, the small one, what I was talking about for the space farming, etc., the handy one, the one who are really interested in green can have a handy units like this, very sleek, only this much, hardly 2-3 feet long and 1 foot height. This unit gives you the everything is there in that. The pump, sump, everything, and the light is there at top above. And you can have the germination like this here with the help of that one. And 10th day, the crop comes like that. My daughter is handling this. She is abroad, so she sent me the picture of this 10th day picture. And then this one, my daughter and my son-in-law. And this technology is for space, and one can enjoy the greens there. One can have the palak also, one can have the coriander, one can have the crop of the bok choy and others. If the salad or this your lettuce is not a liking one. Just a minute, who will remind me the time? My God. Okay, I have to hurry up. Anyway, the vertical gardens, the same thing. What I have talked about, the experiment on hydroponic vegetable at one of the lab of DRDO at Haldwani, they are there. And the other aspects where the land is not there, even the walls can be used for that. And you can green the walls, whether you call it a green wall or bio wall or whatever name you give it, but use the hydroponics in that, and can have the crops. You can have in the foliage plant, you can have in the flowering plant if you provide the light, etc., all those things. One can have the vertical thing in a different way. Likewise here also you see the all simple one, and most of the crop can be taken in a different way, different orientation. The engineering aspects is very important. One can have it. You see here the innovations, different type of thing, and here the most beautiful one, the cabinet type. Yeah, plug and play. You just once have sown the seeds. After that, you see the crop growing. Sensors are there. The feeding, etc. You can control from a remote and can have the vegetable there. So, Nutri-garden in your kitchen, real kitchen garden, nutrition full of, and one can have even the simplest one. The bamboo can be converted into this type of things, and the crops wild are of the list of the crops which you can grow. They are all have been experimented. I have listed here lot many herbs: mint, parsley, dill, thyme, basil, arugula, kale, and whatnot. And among the fruit crop, the strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, even the grapes, and vegetables, number of them. Even the turmeric, ginger, one can grow, and people are growing there. Herbs, number of them are there. Herbs are very important, and herbs you can even control if you are going commercial one, the biomolecule also. And the flowers, number of them, orchids them. Though, and see the celery grown in Bangalore, strawberry and cucumber, one can have it like that. So lot many crops one can have in the nutrition garden. Now question arises whether crop grown in hydroponic or what I am talking about, soilless culture, are as nutritive as crop grown in soil medium or traditional method. So, lot many experiments have been conducted, and since the time is short, I am hurrying up now. The hydroponics biofortification. It is possible to increase the particular nutrient content also through this system. Beside that, biotechnology and biofortification, what we call that in general terms, which Dr. Kalia is the expert of that. But through this agronomic practices also, one can do the bio fortification also. Hydroponics can facilitate the effective biofortification of vegetable with micronutrient essential or beneficial to human health, such as iodine, iron, selenium, silicon. But lot many experiments are to be conducted, then only one can make it popular. Now, certain experiment conducted at different places I have listed here, and the picture is not very clear. In certain cases, it is beneficial. In certain cases, it is tricky. That tricky part also I will tell you, but here the ascorbic acid content and the tocopherol content, which is vitamin E, in lettuce, they have shown it positive. Then another experiments conducted there, the plant harvested from soilless culture had a lower dry matter. This is important. See, since we are providing the ideal condition, the plant will grow ideally. And while in the open or the soil system, where the stress is bound to come, where the stress is bound to come, there the dry matter content definitely will be higher. So it has all been say researched upon, but the important aspect of this stress is that you can manipulate the stress. If you want a particular component, you create that stress, and by experimentation you will be able to standardize that particular agro practice, which will give you the particular biomolecule in that crop. Likewise, bioactive compounds of the crop growth in hydroponics, they say all positive one now. They say highly controlled conditions of electrical conductivity. Here they have regulated this electrical conductivity and salinity of water, pH and nutrient provide optimum condition for enhancing the level of sugar breaks pH. Everything was controlled, not the like I am doing here, not bothering about the anything in my kitchen garden. But if you are very particular about that, you follow this. Then on certain berries, particularly strawberry, the experiments were conducted and they say that the soil-less grown produce warrant future research to strive towards the potential to provide the nutrient-dense crops and opportunities towards optimizing sustainable production. Lot of experimentation is required, is not a perfect one. Contradictory reports are there. Here also I have listed different experiments on that from different things. These are the things are contradictory and are to be understood in that, because the biomass definitely you get in hydroponic soil and system much more than the traditional one, and then you have to calculate it whether you are on plus or minus or whatever it is. Then there are certain advantages of this hydroponic technology. Increase yield per unit of water space means water use efficiency, the input use efficiency is higher. Then maximizing space utilization, increase yield per unit of water. Then over exploitation of soil is avoided, and number of them are there, what is there, and they are rich in antioxidant and other things. Means nutritionally, in general, they are okay. And the disadvantage, putting together hydroponic system is not cheap. Initially you have to spend then constant monitoring and feeding that is required. Hydroponic system are vulnerable to power shortage. Power नहीं है तो साहब मुश्किल हो जाएगा, बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा रखना. Then growing a hydroponic garden demand technical expertise. Yes, without training आप करेंगे तो fail होने के chance बहुत ज़्यादा है. Plant react quicker to the changes in the environment. Yes, environmental effect is there. Whether you can regulate it and play it to your benefit or otherwise, it depends on you. In hot weather and low oxygenation of the roots may affect the production. Yes, if oxygen is not supplied to the roots, the production will be very poor. The other thing which I mentioned in the beginning is that microgreen. Microgreen is a category of that what we call that salad or garnishing type of things. Here the plants are in between the sprout and the seedling. Seedling when we use for the transplanting, and sprout, you know, the sprouts are quite popular, and they are at this stage. They are why they are liked, because they are full of nutrition, much more nutrition than the crop which they will give later. At this stage they have got a dense concentration of this nutrition in nutshell, and you can have large number of crops there. Easily you can have at home, whether you have got the facilities or not. Likewise, in floriculture, you can have number of things. The floriculture is not covered in this my talk. I was talking with the food item, particularly the vegetable. So sometime we will talk about that. But it has gone to that the hydroponic gardening. The books etc. are there. Then the Nutri-garden at shopping mall. That's what you are going to experience, friends, and those who are going to the different countries, advanced countries. They can see in their stores. Also, when they visit the store, they can find such things are also there. The vegetables won't be like that. They harvested from the field, they packed and all sorts of things. No, they are in a growing condition. That's this one. And the trolley is brought nearer to you, and or you can go to the trolley or the space where they have been displayed. You can pick up. See the here. She is picking up the things grown there, whatever they are ready, displayed like that. So that is the future. Then this was about the Nutri-garden. Friends, I have taken a lot of time. I'm sorry for that. Quickly, let me see about the urban plant nurseries. You know, these plant nurseries, 70% of these are there in urban areas. And they are maintaining our environment, particularly the urban environment. And not only the environment, they are, I think, good source of our the food also in that. And what they are using only the soil, the traditional method only there. What I want to emphasize by giving this seminar or having a topic on that, I want that they should use the modern technologies, and the medium, the soil use should be reduced, if not totally eliminated. it should be a minimal one, because soil has got many problem. I don't want to talk all those things here, but the technology with this, it use the micro propagation and soilless medium. This is what I have talked about. I want to emphasize, if some nurseryman is attending the webinar, or those who will see the video later, my request to them, kindly think about the micro propagation and the soilless medium, and that's what I'm going to talk about. And the soilless mix, there are a number of them I have given the here, the formulation, different mixture of that which can be used. And what I talked about in vegetables or the Nutri-garden, there that can be used for raising the plants also. And the fruit crop propagation, very important in this country. It is not advanced, but it should be advanced, and we should multiply in the soilless medium in plug trays. You carry the big trays for transplanting also. If not trays, that some sort of a say whatever bag or whatever you call that, and then they use the grafting technique, different grafting technique, not that simply putting that stem and the root stock, these stems joining to there. There are different techniques also in there. Then automation is very important. And you see the papaya. If you want to have the identical crop, vegetatively propagated one, you can induce the branching in that by simply cutting or injuring it or this and that, and you can have the multiplication of these crops. The another technique is the tissue culture technique. Tissue culture plants, rather tissue culture techniques should be used in most of the nurseries for the your foliage plant, which is quite useful. And here the the micro graft has been shown in case of citrus, not as simply just like we used to do the traditional multiplication of that. Then in case of mango, there are different techniques. The picotile one, you can use that for multiplication. That's what has been shown here. You can raise the seedling, and the young stage you introduce that, and you have the crop like that. Then tissue culture, you know what tissue culture is, and it is getting popular in banana. You get only, I think, banana these days you get only tissue culture plants and multiplied in a soilless medium only. Uh, then orchids, soilless medium. Then you can propagate aeroponically also. The crops you can induce the rooting, etc., in the cutting, hard root cutting, and this and that. You go on spraying the nutrient on that, you will get the rooting, etc. So that is another way of doing the, and in different plants one can do it. And there are certain advanced nurseries I want to show you. The VNR nurseries in Chhattisgarh, they are doing a wonderful thing using the modern technologies. They are evolving their own technologies also. One should be in touch with them, and very good material they can supply you in case of guava and other crops, even custard apple. And this is the view of the nursery, important nurseries. And they see after grafting, they put the tube also on that to maintain the humidity, etc. Number of things. The another important, see how one can have the nursery of vegetable crops here. This is IASR, Horticulture University, one view. Andhra Pradesh, I have shown you. And there are certain urban horticulture universities which are known and using the modern technologies also I have shown here, but not as modern as I visualize they should be. They further give the technology dose to their nurseries or adopt the technologies. The Rajdhani nursery in Delhi, the Masjid nursery, Joginder nursery, and Greenways nurseries. Dr. Mr. Y.P. Singh, who is the president also of Indian Nurseryman Association, he is doing a lot to improve the nurseries, and his efforts are bearing fruit. They are improving upon. then number of other nurseries, Supreme Nurseries, Rajkumar. A number of them are there, but require this at least I have to request to all of them switch on to soilless to the extent possible. To the extent possible, I'm not asking you replace totally, but to the extent possible, reduce the use of the soil. And whether it is the foliage plant or the flowering plant, do that. This is Jagtap Garden there in Pune, a quite good one. He is bringing the technology to that nursery, nice one. Likewise, the other one, Group Preet also. Then a polytunnel nursery production in Mars scale. This is all done in urban area. That's what I'm talking about. What I want to emphasize, the nurseries are in the beginning I said 70% are in the urban area. So why not to talk about about them? But people don't talk about those, and they are contributing a lot silently one. And we require in these nurseries, we want to and we should make them the smart nurseries, and in that automation is required, sensors, lot many technologies are there available, and which can be applied here, one can make it. And then the vertical gardens are becoming popular in urban areas, and these vertical gardens involving the foliage plants in a vertical fashion. Even you can have the flowering plants also, and you can create the green wall environment in metro pillars. You must be seeing the vertical garden. And today happens to be International Green Wall Day, 15th February. So congratulations, International Green Wall Day today. Good. This is a message from the Indian Nursery Men Association, INA. So here how the vertical gardens are made. They are in near, I think near Bombay. This slide here, and you can create your surroundings like this. Beautiful one in all houses, all places, community places, house, drawing room, bedroom, this room, that room, everywhere. You can green it. So, friend, this is the last slide. Take home points. Take home points. What I had talked about. If you remember these 3-4 points, I will be happy. Soilless Nutri-gardens are ideal for urban home and community for fresh food production. That's what I have talked about. There is need to make them popular through appropriate urban management and development program. See the urban planner, urban controllers, all those agencies which are responsible for that, they have to promote it. Without that, it won't come up. And to you, I suggest in your house, one way or the other, try to have the curry leaf, drumstick. These are perennial plant, can be grown in pot in soilless or soil medium easily. Then have mushrooms and microgreen. For mushrooms, you have to look for the source for spawn. For microgreen, you need not to look for anything. Even your home vessels can serve as a purpose for growing that one. But have a little knowledge about that through books or through training or somewhere practical demonstration, and have it and start using it in every house, which is cheaper and better source of nutrition. I have listed these 4 things. They provide you the good nutrition. And for this nursery people, urban plant nurseries need modernization, starting with the use of soilless or less soil media and propagation technologies. So with these words, I thank one and all, and believe in local, though you may think global. Nutrition you should get from the local vegetation, that will be much better. So that's what I wanted to share with you, friends.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for an excellent talk. And we have Dr. Shailendra Rajanji to moderate your talk.
Good. I
Sir,
oh,
thank you very much,
yes.
sir. moderate this talk. It is very difficult because it is full of information, and that too on the internet eve of the International Green Wall Day. It was
Yeah.
so lucid, self-explanatory, and with examples, photographs, and those slides which people can easily understand the many of the topics, which were very very simplified by Dr. Saab. Those looks to be very complicated, technical, and tedious. But now people will start. I think people will be motivated, and his mission to popularize all these techniques, particularly starting from the hydroponics, vertical farming, and all those new innovations which are coming up. Those have been very well introduced by him, and we are thankful for that. And I think it is very difficult to summarize it because nothing has been left by him in such a short time. Everything happened, and best thing is that the nursery, the role of the nurseries is important, and it has to also be added to the talk. And we are thankful to, we compliment you, sir, for your excellent contribution in this area, particularly the new word we have come up with, that urban horticulture, but actually the protected cultivation, then vertical farming, hydroponics, everything. And this is also very relevant because today is also he mentioned that it is International Green Wall Day. So he has not left anything. Aquaponics, hydroponics, different types of vertical systems, how it can be combined, the nutrient requirement, the nitty gritty of that, pH, EC, everything was explained by him. The nutrients, which are more important, that has been given a lot of emphasis by him. And he also included mushrooms because it is becoming in urban gardens, it is becoming important because ready to fruit mushroom bags are available. Our institute, Central Institute for Subtropical Horticulture, IHR, many of the institutes promoted it, and those are now available. People have to just keep the uh, mushroom bags in moist area. They have not to prepare the uh, this compost or anything. They have not to worry for a span. Everything is available. So his uh, this lecture, or I should say, this is a full of innovation, introduction to the innovations, and how there are several new areas people can not only talk, they can try, as he has already demonstrated in his backyard, how the crops are coming up excellent in excellent way. I remember that during evening he was so eager to see our vertical farming system and other structure he has visited, and some, I am thankful that some of the slides were also included in that, and we are thankful to you, sir. But most important is that you have clearly given the economics of that and advantages and disadvantages both. How we can follow, what we can follow, where as per our resources available, as per our space available, light available, and this is a very flexible system introduced by him. How we can modify our requirements and have the cultivation of the all those vegetables which are possible to grow in these system. Thank you else. Thank you very much, sir.
Th- Thank you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir, for the nice moderation, sir. We are speaker. You are not allowed to speak now. It's only we have to speak today.
Okay, okay.
So I
But
think
if,
it's
if some questions are there, please take it up.
that we will take out
Hmm.
after I speak, because
Okay.
it's a wonderful talk that we have had, as Dr. Rajan has explained in a very wonderful way. So it's mainly for enthusiast amateur gardeners, um, to have their pest-free, fresh vegetables, healthy nutrient pack, we can say. All those limits he has already mentioned to the home uh, at home, as he has also shown how he's trying to depict all these things at his own balcony, and everywhere, inside, outside, all those things has been explained very nicely. And I think the viewers who had been on the link, they must have been enjoying all this, and they will go forward. And this is one of the best way, as he has said towards the end, that the technology needs to be popularized. So there needs to be much and much more talks and awareness programs, so that people understand where the things will, they will get the material, especially uh, the inputs, the growing material, as well as the other trays, etc. Sometimes for everyone it's not possible because things are not available everywhere and anywhere. So from that point of view, some of the enthusiasts do face problem, and from those angles it's important. And as very nicely Hogland solution has been explained, how it was invented, and it's used in tissue culture and all indoor studies, lab studies people do. It's very important from biotechnological point of view as well. And the NASA, I mean, land to space also he has taken. So sky is the limit. Up to sky is touching, that NASA is going to the sky. There also we can have this farming system, and wide soil for various reasons that he has already explained. So it's wonderful to have such important talk, and the educate the viewers, so that slowly and steadily there is a shift towards that. And especially those who are looking for nutrient pack, chemical free, especially pesticide free. This is the technology where lessest of the inputs. Of course, the initial input cost is heavy, as he has seen, but later on it meets out for your extra money spent on that. So it's wonderful. And up to robot also he has mentioned, and lot more different types of system he has shown, which is wonderful, exposing people to the different types of setup that they can have in future. So with that, I thank the uh, founder of BSHF for giving us a wonderful talk, and he has portrayed his vision in the presentations. So, with that, I think we have a big applause for the speaker today that we have. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, with that, we can have,
Is
which
there
you can,
any question?
any question if the Shubham can display.
You deal with, kindly deal with, can you read?
What will be the percentage of coco peat, vermiculite, and perlite for a growing medium?
For what? You should mention for what? A
I
general.
think I think it's a general sort of thing. What is the general mixture of these things as a soilless mixture that we propose?
3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir. Any other? How soilless will be beneficial in cities in coming times, and what will be the future? That has already
Future,
been mentioned.
future, future is great. The entire talk was on that.
Yes, yes, sir.
So if you don't have the land, you can have the crop.
Yeah.
I can say that way. Without land also, without soil also, you can have a crop.
Yes, sir. Next. Any other question, Shubham?
No more, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So,
We hope
so thank you to both of you and Shubham.
next talk is in 22nd. You can
I think he had a display. Next talk is from speaker is from Singapore.
okay.
The speaker
Prakash
is
P.
from
Kumar.
Hajj, and he is going to talk on urban farming, an option for future
Future.
proofing food production.
Hmm.
Future proofing food production. You know, the Singapore is meeting certain percentage of their fresh food requirement without land. Singapore doesn't have the land for farming. So we
Yes,
want, I thought of let our people also share the experience.
yes, sir.
So
Okay, sir.
on 22nd.
72nd.
Shubham, you send me the link, etc., complete one so that I can forward to him. He can circulate in his group and we can circulate in our group. The link, please attach and forward. Okay, ji, then.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Okay, good night. Good night.